Yeah, you tuned into the right place. Welcome to the rain. Golden Queuing. H2.0. Yeah. Yeah. You're looking for a diamond, found a treasure in the rough. Tired of all the noise, cause you finally had enough. I'm here to build a movement on a mission for the nation. Dropping gems of knowledge, killing all the hesitation. We fighting for the truth, yeah, we fighting for what's right. Building unity and shining up a brand new light. It's a variety channel, but the vision's crystal clear. Pushing us all forward, conquering the doubt and fear.
Welcome to the Queendom, H2.0 on your screen, where the content's real and smart and funny in between. This is more than just a stream, it's a platform for the change. Time to elevate the game and rearrange. So if you're ready for a vibe that you can feel and trust, joining in the movement is a definite must.
This ain't just another channel talking smack behind the screen. It's a spotlight for the creators, building up a better scene. Spreading radical love, that's the message and the code. Helping everybody carry up a heavy load. From social justice issues to the laughter that we need. Planting seeds of progress, watch them grow from just a seed. This is authentic, this is raw, this is everything you saw. Welcome to the battle that is truly being fought.
Ooh, so come with your respect and see the real effect. Cause I protect my own right here on the throne. Don't make me me. Unleash the dragon.
Subscribe, ring that notification bell. Yeah, you don't wanna miss a thing. Welcome to the family. Yeah.
In the school hallway, silence is the shroud. They drop the gavel fast, call it an accident. See, no charges filed, just another tragedy. They cover the chaos, the panic in the halls, while the grief hits the city and the silence appalls. Unintentional, that's the lie they dispense. When safety is broken and there is no defense. Say, the Forsyth streets to the far north line. The structural decay, the script is malign. We ain't waiting for justice, we seize in the moment. Unintentional killing is the cost of the component. They call us the garbage, they talking that fear. The power is rising, the message is clear. We rise with the sun, we fight for the light. Unify the front line, we take back the night. Look up north where the maple leaves vex. A partner becomes a target, what's gonna be next? The rhetoric's hot, annexation on the breath. Threatening tariffs and pushing the bond to death. Canada furious, you hear the alarm sound. Summon the military, be hitting the ground. You rattle the cage, you think you're the king, but sovereignty's sacred. Let the global bells ring, watch the world shift the axis when the threats go around.
Yeah. Down in the cities, fear is the tool. Ice on the sheet, breaking every rule. Ring camera catches the moment, open torn. Pushing down the community, the people of the horn. Worst country in the world, that's the poison you spill. Attacking all world, that's the hate you instill. We stand with the resilience against the lies you deploy. You paint a target on us, but you can't kill our joy. From Forsyth streets to the far north line, the structural decay, the script is malign. We ain't waiting for justice, we seize in the moment. Unintentional killing is the cost of the component.
Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl Golden. I am back with another video. Yes, I am over here in some different places and spaces for a little bit, but it's all cool in the game. Anyway, y'all, we have some more things that we need to get into, of course, with some political updates. Um, some very crucial things that's going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a brief synopsis of what we'll be talking about this evening on our live. Yeah, we have some news to bring to you guys, some breaking stories spanning national safety, international diplomacy, and civil rights. Okay, we'll be getting into all of that. It is just about, I would say, 5:45 p.m. here in the United States, Eastern time in the Carolinas. So it is about evening time here for us. I've had a pretty decent day. I hope you all have had a great day as well. The weather is pretty chilly and cold here, y'all, but it's okay. It's almost about to be winter. We're in like about the fall season, I guess. Here where I stay at, we move through seasons very quickly. But as you know, the climate is changing worldwide. But that's a whole nother lie for another day. So let's go ahead and get into what we're talking about. So first, we have a tragic story in development to bring to you guys that has happened here in my state of North Carolina, but not necessarily my city. We will be examining the controversial ruling by the district attorney in the fatal North Forsyth High School, let's just say poking, because you have to speak in code. Despite the tragic outcome, the DA ruled the incident an unintentional accident, and no charges will be filed. We have community reaction to this pivotal decision. I'll be showing that to you guys here this evening. Also, we have a stunning diplomatic crisis, okay? Canada is taking unprecedented steps, which is what they say is unprecedented, reportedly strengthening its military reserves and defense alliances following President Trump's recurring threats of annexation and crippling tariffs. We analyzed the military and the economic implications of this sudden breakdown between two allied nations. We'll be getting into that as well. Then we have the controversy over federal enforcement. We'll show you some of the shocking ring camera footage of recent ICE enforcement actions in Minnesota, which local leaders condemn as specifically targeting the Somali American community. We'll be breaking all of that down, and you will hear the immediate response from the mayor of Minneapolis. And finally, explosive political rhetoric. President Trump's latest statements calling Somalia the worst country in the world while attacking Congresswoman Ilhan Omar have ignited a firestorm. Somali American leaders are calling the comments racist garbage. And we explore the massive political and cultural fallout that has come from all of this. So stay with us, y'all. This news is happening as of today, and we will be covering all of it right here on this live. Let's go ahead and get into this first video, y'all. And per usual, if you would like to, you can meet me in the chat. And yes, as you can see, I have on the screen that we have a trigger warning and viewer discretion is advised. Some of these topics and things may be too much for people to handle and view, or witness. And so I do apologize for that. It is not my intention to trigger anyone. I just try to bring some of the truth of some of these things that's going on worldwide right now that we know as the people is not right. And we need to pay attention to these type of things and make sure that we know that a lot of things are out of order right now. A lot of unfair things are happening to individuals. And I hope we can have a heart, a feeling, a space of empathy and understanding for it, whether it's happening to us or directly in our communities or not. A lot of these things should never be done. But let's go ahead and get into this video, y'all, and I will be in the chat if you want to talk to me. All right, let's get into it.
Breaking news out of Winston-Salem, that's Forsyth County, that is in the Piedmont area, where a stabbing, according to the Sheriff's Office, Forsyth County Sheriff's Office, confirming a stabbing at North Forsyth High School. EMS, we actually saw EMS vehicle ambulance leave the school.
They all pulled around front, maybe. I see another ambulance here right in front of the school.
But there is obviously police presence there. Let's go to our content partners there at WFMY. They are closely following the story. This is their coverage area. Let's take a listen in.
Arrive for the day. We know as of last year, the district implemented metal detectors. It is unclear if those detectors were on, given the delayed start. I don't know why they would not be, but we are asking those questions. We have not heard much from the school district. I've been scouring social media, seeing if there is an official update or a statement, which we were told we would be receiving from the school district. And that has not yet happened. Also working to learn what kind of messaging parents are receiving. There is a staging area set up for parents. We've been giving you that address, and we will give it to you again throughout our coverage today. That is where you need to go, not to the school. The school, as you've heard Amber describe, is a very active scene right now. There does not appear to be this sense of urgency as though law enforcement is looking for a suspect. No helicopters flying overhead. We don't see anyone running to and from the scene. So it appears, based on our observations, the situation looks contained. That was that staging area, that 475 Corporate Square Drive, which is the administrative building.
The administrative center, central office. Once again, we're still working to confirm a lot of information. What we can tell you is the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office is saying a stabbing happened at North Forsyth High School. We're still trying to figure out how many people were involved, who exactly was stabbed, the extent of the injuries, and working to find out if this happened inside of the building or outside of the building, because we have seen that large police presence and law enforcement presence outside of the building. Earlier in our live pictures, we did see some students that walked out of the school, and some of them even walked into the parking lot area where law enforcement was, but there wasn't this sense of urgency. Our reporter Amber Lake on scene did tell us that she did witness some parents that were collapsing, very emotional, out towards the front entrance of the school. But again, for any parents or family members that are watching, we are being told that parents are to go to 475 Corporate Square Drive. We are working to find out when you might be able to get in contact with your student or when your student may arrive, but this is where parents are being sent at this time. If we can go ahead and take another live picture at the scene. We do have our crew member, Amber Lake, there. We have learned that we have 2 more crews headed this way. We have a crew headed to the school, and we also have a crew heading to that staging center where parents are being asked to go to.
This brings back so many difficult memories for so many parents, current and former, of Winston-Salem Forsyth County schools. Before this budget crisis that happened recently, there was a safety crisis at the district largely. There was an incident at Mount Tabor High School back in 2021. We remember it vividly. It happened around this time of day, and a student died in that situation. There was an incident a couple years later at Forsyth Tech, also around this time of day, when a group of Winston-Salem Forsyth County students was at Forsyth Tech when a gun went off. So there is a lot of emotion and a lot of demand for safety in schools in Winston-Salem Forsyth County schools. And that's not to say these conversations aren't happening, because they are. There's open dialogue with the Sheriff's Office and with the police department.
One of the things that the police chief for Winston-Salem Police, he has been saying on and on again is, parents, we need to know where our children are. And then they were even saying that in certain situations, parents would face consequences if their child were to get in any type of danger. So there have been these conversations of how can we work together as a community, work with the school system, and work with law enforcement to keep our students safe, because this is not what school is about. It's going to get your education, learn, do your homework, not get off the bus and something chaotic happen. It's, I mean, a parent, a family's worst nightmare.
I've had many conversations with Forsyth County Sheriff Bobby Kimbrough Jr., who is a father of 7 sons, and he has also taken on a mentorship role with many students in this community, working on accountability, respect, responsibility, being a well-rounded person. Again, it's unclear, unconfirmed at least, whether this situation involved 1 or multiple students involved, if the perpetrator is a student, and if that person is under arrest. There does not appear to be anything urgent from this vantage point to what we're seeing. And we have seen in the past situations where you see people running from the scene. You have helicopters overhead. We're not seeing any of that, which signals to me this might be contained.
We haven't really seen any type of road closures. We've seen even in our live picture here and during our talkbacks with Amber, cars going back and forth. And we saw that group of students walking out of the building casually even into the parking lot where law enforcement was. It looked like they might have been answering some questions, but it does seem that this appears to be contained. Again, for anyone watching that's just now joining in, the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office has confirmed with us that there was a stabbing at North Forsyth High School. Right now, details are very, very limited. We're working to find out how many people were involved, if there were any injuries and the extent of those injuries. But if you are a parent watching and you're trying to get in contact with your child, you are being asked to go to the administrative center, and that is at 475 Corporate Square Drive. We'll continue to pop that address up on the screen throughout our report.
Yeah, and to me, it looks like there is at least a shelter in place. We have not seen a large number of students leaving the building at this point. We know EMS is there. You could see police and sheriff's deputies are there. Typically in these situations, highway patrol gets on scene at least to work traffic. We saw that there were law enforcement vehicles blocking the main streets around the school. There were a few parents in that general area, or they could have been neighbors in this area, because that parent staging area, again, is not at the school. It is at that other administrative building we've referred you to already today. It is unclear, though, when your student, if you're watching this now on your mobile device as you're at that staging area, it is unclear if or when your student will.
All right, so we are continuing to follow this breaking news out of Winston-Salem, North Forsyth High School, where the sheriff's office there confirming there was a stabbing. So we are actually set to hear from a parent. Again, there's not a lot of information on what actually happened, what led up to this, but let's listen in. Do you hear anything, James, so far? Okay, let's listen in to this parent of a student there at North Forsyth High School.
If you live in a North Carolina zip code and have zero
you feel knowing that there's a lockdown, knowing that knowing that your daughter's safe, but that this happened. Okay. And considering that you have experience with neighbor as well, that's also really important. Okay. All right. I'm gonna take care of you. I promise. Okay. Can you all hear me?
All right, so it looks like they're getting ready for that interview. But in the meantime, just if you're not familiar with North Forsyth High School, so North Forsyth High School, again, is in the Winston-Salem Forsyth County school system. It's in Winston-Salem, and it is a magnet school program there, and it enrolls and educates approximately, and this is according to the website, about 1,000 students per year from grades 9 through 12. Pretty robust when you're talking about community, their school community there. Grew up about 20 minutes, 30 minutes from North Forsyth High School. Again, a pretty robust school. So this is a map of where North Forsyth exactly is. So I grew up in High Point. So it's about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on which way you go, traffic, those sorts of things. But again, a stabbing there. Forsyth County Sheriff's Office confirmed there was a stabbing there at North Forsyth High School. EMS is there. We've seen them leave, but it looks like they went around to another entrance.
I think the
apparently.
good news is we haven't seen any ambulances leave quickly.
Yeah, I should know that.
Kind of just standing by.
And one of the reporters on scene said she heard, parents yelling in the background. This is sort of where she was in her live shot. And obviously parents are frustrated, when it comes to their children. They're
waiting for information, just like the rest of us are.
Yeah. And they are, so right now there's a staging area for parents nearby the school. Again, we are waiting for more information. We've been checking the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office page. I've checked Winston-Salem Police, also the Winston-Salem Forsyth County school systems Facebook page and social media accounts to get whatever updates that we can. We do know, again, an investigation continues, is underway. Again, there's a law enforcement presence there. All right. So again, we are waiting to hear from a parent of a student there. Let's take a listen in.
Who lives actually right across the street from North Forsyth High School. Everett, thank you for taking a couple minutes to speak with me. Your daughter goes here, right?
Yes, sir.
Talk to us about your daughter.
My daughter attends here at North Forsyth. This morning I was dropping her off at school. Wasn't aware of what was going on when I dropped her off. By the time I got home, I got a text saying that the school was on lockdown, but the kids were okay. So they were handling the situation, whatever was going on at the school.
I mean, it was practically as soon as you dropped her off that you got that text.
Yes, like literally she was walking in the building when I got the text.
I mean, what went through your mind when that text message first came through to you?
I thought it was a joke at first, not really knowing, like, okay, this is not true. It looked like any chaos that was going on when I dropped her off. But come to find out, they do have a situation going on at the school. So at the end of the day, as long as she's safe, I'm good.
So she's safe, but she's still on campus as of right now, right?
Yes, sir.
Have you heard anything about when you might be able to go pick her up and bring her home?
No, not yet.
Okay. I mean, what goes through your mind as a parent in a situation like this?
Having gone through the situation before at Mount Tabor a few years ago, my two older kids were there when that went down. So kind of a little worried, but situation to be taken care of. So everything should be fine.
No. And I guess what is your biggest hope right now going through all this?
Parents and kids are safe. Everybody get home safe at the end of the day.
Everett, thank you so much for your time. We greatly appreciate it. And so, Lindsay, what we can also tell you right now is that the police cars that were here earlier, Everett, you can step out of frame right here. Thank you. The police cars that were actually out here earlier, some of them have actually just left, but they're still blocking this part of the driveway off. We've seen cars actually on both sides of the road here in both directions lining up one after the other, some stopping slow to, as we've been saying for a good portion of the morning, to ask questions, wondering what's going on. Some of them actually seem to be bus drivers asking where they can go. I have overheard some of those conversations, and some of them, like this one right here in front of you, are actually going up. We don't know all the details there, but again, still a very heavy police presence here, and we'll continue to get you updates as we get them on air and online. But for now, long Shadowlawn Drive at North Forsyth High School, I'm Joshua Davis for XII 12 News.
If you live in a North Carolina zip code and have 0 DUI,
all right, y'all. So we're going to take a quick song break, and then we're going to go ahead and get into our next topic. That's the end of that video. That was just some reporting of what was going on in a high school. As you can see, they said that it was a terrible incident that happened within that high school among some of the students, and one being, attacked in some type of way, leading to a fatality. And so that's never fortunate. I'm really sorry to hear that. But anyway, we will move along with certain things I can say and certain things I can't say. So we're going to get into our next video after this song break, y'all. I will be right back.
The air is thick with whispers, digital ghosts in the machine. They feed us fiction till our vision's blurred, you know the scene. Static on the screen, a 24-hour scream, selling us a fractured dream, tearing at the seams. They got us locked in little boxes, picking sides, while the real tide rises and nobody hides. Yo, podiums are burning, bridges turn to ash and dust. They trading rhetoric like bullets, banking on our lack of trust. Got us debating pronouns while the planet starts to rust. Got us obsessed with power, drowning in our own disgust. Politicians playing chess with pawns that look like you and me, selling to this atmospheric hate. Taught to fear they neighbor before they learn to conjugate. Lines drawn in the sand by hands that never touch the soil, while the working class backbone is bent in endless toil. From Ferguson to Palestine, from Kiev to the Sudan. Listen, it's the same damn story, part of the same damn plan. Keep the people fighting over scraps upon the floor, so they never band together and demand a slice of more. They call it patriotism, tradition, call it pride. I call it ancient venom with a modern place to hide. Skin tone is the uniform they gave us for they war, but the soul inside the flesh is what we should be fighting for. And I'm tired, so tired of singing this eulogy. Oh, can you hear the war drums pounding out a rhythm low? They're marching us to battle for a God we do not know. They want us choosing colors, but our blood all runs the same. Just strangers in a mirror whispering a different name. I'm praying for the day the sun won't care what shade we are. That we can see the human heart behind the battle scar. Tear down the flags and see the faces before we run out of safe places. What if we looked each other in the eye, past the melanin, past the zip codes and the bank accounts they fence us in? What if our only currency was empathy and grace? What if we found our real reflection in a stranger's face? This ain't a lyric, it's a lifeline that I'm throwing out. This ain't a song, it's the beginning of a different route. I'm a daughter of the struggle, a mother of a dream, to wash away the blood and poison from this bitter stream. So turn the volume down on all the noise they try to sell, and listen to that quiet voice inside you know so well. World War III is knocking, they're at the door, but it's not nation against nation anymore. It's ignorance against wisdom, it's love against the fear. The real war is right here.
The reason we
I'm wondering what you may have seen or heard in terms of ICE activity in the city, specifically targeting the Somali community, just in the last couple of days. Is anybody able to speak to that?
I can have the mayor to say a few words.
I'm happy to, and others can,
Yeah,
others can as well.
We have received reports about a number of scattered incidents in which federal agents were involved in some form of activity. In many cases, those activities are largely built around terrorizing people. Do we know of a large scale or mass gathering? No, at this point, I am not aware of one yet. That being said, you've heard from a whole lot of people back here that are deeply concerned. I have talked to Somali mothers who have been in Minneapolis for much longer than I have been in Minneapolis, who are carrying around their passport just because they want to be safe. We are talking to people who have built businesses, started families, had children and grandchildren. They have contributed so deeply to the fabric of who we are, and they themselves are now concerned about their own families getting ripped apart. And so, yes, there is scattered activity that we have heard about. And here's the other thing. I don't think that a lot of these federal agents themselves know exactly what they're doing, given some of the directives that they've supposedly gotten. There's about 80,000 Somali people in America. Of those 80,000 Somali people, the vast majority, almost all, are legal, and the vast majority are American citizens. And so it's not like you can go to a place and suddenly herd up a bunch of Somali people that don't have documentation. They've got documentation. They're legal. They're Americans. We should be treating them like human beings, like you would treat any American.
Can I ask, why do you think the president is picking on this city?
Yeah, well, you guys want?
He has an unhealthy obsession with Minnesota.
Yeah. Clearly, there's some sort of obsession with Minnesota. I don't pretend to know the machinations of what goes on in a guy's head. The focus need not be on whatever comes out of his mouth. Yes. Yeah. Next. Is it dangerous? Of course. Is it hurtful? Absolutely. The focus needs to be on who we are as a people and what we value as Americans. As Americans, we value the rule of law. As Americans, we value the Constitution. As Americans, we value fairness. And Here's the thing for those constitutional scholars out there, whether you're on the left side of things or the right side of things, you should be losing it right now. Because this is completely and blatantly illegal and unconstitutional what the guy's talking about.
If you ain't brought Shut the Box to the family get together yet, you're missing out big time. Every time we break it out, everyone's all in because it's not just a blast. It's super easy to pick up.
If you could take over.
I think open borders are great, you know, where prisons are emptied into our country, right? Where people from all over the world being dumped into our country, the people that aren't wanted in their countries, by the way. I think that's a great, like Somalia, welcome. Do we have any individuals from Somalia in the group? Please raise your hand. That's for Minnesota, you know. That's called the Great Big Minnesota Scam with one of the dumbest governors ever in history. I love this Ilan Omar, whatever the hell her name is, with the little turban. I love her. She comes in, does nothing but bitch. She's always complaining. She comes from a country where, I mean, it's considered about the worst country in the world, right? They have no military, they have no nothing, they have no parliament. They don't know what the hell the word parliament means. They have nothing, they have no police. They police themselves. They kill each other all the time. I love it. She comes to our country and she's always complaining about the Constitution allows me to do this. We ought to get her the hell out. She married her brother in order to get in, right? She married her brother. Can you imagine if Donald Trump married his sister? Beautiful. She's a beautiful person. If I married my sister to get my citizenship, do you think I'd last for about 2 hours or would it be something less than that? She married her brother to get in. Therefore, she's here illegally. She should get the hell out, throw her the hell out. She does nothing but complain.
All right, y'all. So I am here still. A lot of this stuff is probably very difficult and hard to listen to and watch, but I play it because it's real. This is what's really being said. This is what's really being done. This is what people are really experiencing, and I think it needs to be shown. It needs to be talked about, right? And so, for context, I like to play stuff from the beginning to the end. So I think you can see what we're dealing with here. I think you can see why things are panning out the way that they are. We can listen to the talking points, but we also have another video to show. And you heard the statements. You heard the statements. You heard the hate within the statements. Okay? So what can we deduce from what someone, an individual like that, is saying towards a group or a race of people? And then when we see how individuals that may not even be part of that group or race of people, but nor should they be ever attacked or targeted by this ICE, which is not regular ICE. Let's be clear, because there is regular ICE. There are regular individuals who are doing their jobs that are necessary to be done. This is a group of individuals that are hiding behind, I believe, in my personal opinion, that title. And doing all of the evilness that they desire to do to individuals that they feel as though don't belong in this country, most likely due to their race or their nationality. And if we can't be honest and clear about that, and we have social media platforms that try to quiet you when you talk about that truth and bring that truth to the light, then I don't know what kind of world we're living in. it kind of seems like it's a little bit doomy, but it's never doomy because we know the light always wins over the dark. But we got to bring this truth out when it needs to be brought out. And that's just what I'm going to do. And so a lot of people don't like the fact that I do that, but I will continue to do that. And I don't care if it's about the world or this platform. I will continue to tell the truth about what goes on and how individuals act, move, and behave, and make things unsafe for other individuals within doing these type of things. So let's get into this second video, y'all. Again, I don't want to trigger anybody because there could be people out there could be listening or watching that may have experienced or gone through these things. And if you have, I suggest that you find someone you can talk to, you get a platform to tell your story on, and let the world and the people know the experiences that you have, because this is not right. People should not be experiencing these type of things. And all of this will come to the light very, very soon. And there are individuals and there's platforms and people that are reporting on these things and bringing them to the light. We got to continue to do so. Nobody should be treated like this.
Undan oo dalka helo wax yani oo dal kale ka hadlo saw ay tamo oo qadleeyadeebatas soma saafkas kono inkii oo sada ganaayo sishta sana isticmaalana in yani yishigo aad u aayo taas wada qamo kale wax hadal meesna maahan ama dhaqan meesna maahan.
aragti ahaan aragtideedii aniga waa isbedeshay laajli markii leylin in madaxweynaha heerkan uu maaragtay taariikhda laba kayo weeraradaas ka soo baxayaan ani ahaanteeda hata ilasho ma qabo oo aadis xagga
Soomaali dad wax soo saar leh waaye.
And I know people are probably wondering, why am I playing this video and they're speaking in not the English language? Because there are probably Somalian people who are out here who could be possibly listening to my channel. They understand the language and we know how to translate languages. But these are the people from the country, okay, that are speaking out and have something to say. And I feel as though whatever they have to say and how they feel based off of how they've been treated and how they've been targeted is important, despite the fact that you speak their language or not. So, yes, I did play a little bit of that for y'all to see that they are speaking out on that. There are some translations or whatnot that we can get into. I'll get into that for y'all on the next slide. But I wanted to show y'all that just for a moment to let you know that it is very important, despite the language barriers that we may have, if people are speaking out about things that are happening or that they're going through, and, you know, all of the discrimination and racism that they have to deal with, then we need to be able to listen to that, whether we have language barriers or not, period. That's what I wanted to show you guys. And everybody speaking up on it, because it's not right how these people are being targeted and treated. But we will get into our final video for tonight, this evening. After we get done here, we're going to take a quick song break, and then we'll play that video. And then after that, I'll be done with this live, y'all. But these are just 4 little updates that I have amongst like hundreds of things that are going on simultaneously, not just in the United States country, but across the world. And these are things that I feel as though we should be paying attention to, and we should actually be focused on instead of other things, you know? And when you want to talk about these things and bring these things to the forefront, there are groups and individuals of people that don't want you to do that and talk about the truth, no matter whether it's in the political and governmental sector or any other sector. So, you know, we live with what we live with. But anyway, let's take a quick song break, y'all. We will be right back, and we will get into our final topic of the day. This will be Canada now upping their arms in their military sector due to threats from the United States. Or Trump, let's say. Okay, we'll get into that in just a moment. I'll be right back.
From Forsyth streets to the far north line, the structural decay, the script is malign. We ain't waiting for justice, we seizing the moment. The unintentional killing is the cost of the component. They call us the garbage, they talking that fear, but the power is rising, the message is clear. We rise with the sun, we fight for the light, unify the front line. We take back the night. 16 years gone for a pen in the cloud. In the school hallway, silence is the shroud. They drop the gavel fast, call it an accident, see, no charges filed, just another tragedy. They cover the chaos, the panic in the halls, while the grief hits the city and the silence appalls. Unintentional, that's the lie they dispense. When safety is broken, it's has no defense. Side streets to the far north line, the structural decay, the script is malign. We ain't waiting for justice, we seizing the moment. Unintentional killing is the cost of the component. They call us the garbage, they talking that fear, but the power is rising, the message is clear. We rise with the sun, we fight for the light, unify the front line. We take back the night. Look up north where the maple leaf vex. The apartment comes a target, what's gonna be next? The rhetoric's hot, annexation on the breath, threatening tariffs and pushing the bond to death. Canada furious, you hear the alarm sound. Summon the military, feet hit the ground. You rattle the cage, you think you're the king, but sovereignty's sacred, let the global bells ring. Watch the world shift the axis when the threads go around. Yeah, yeah. Down in the cities, fear is the tool. Ice on the street, breaking every rule. Ring camera catches the moment. Hope is torn, pushing down the community. The people of the whole worst country in the world. That's the poison you spill. Attacking Norma, that's the hate you instill. We stand with the resilience against the lies you deploy. You paint a target on us, but you can't kill our joy. From Forsyth Street to the far north line, the structural decay, the script is malign. It ain't no justice, we seizing the moment. Gonna catch the killing is the cost of the component. They call us the garbage, they talking that fear, but the power is rising, the message is clear. We rise with the sun, we fight for the light, unify the front line. We take back the
Voice ambulity is the thunder. The fight is alive.
Canada is building up its military right now. You saw that the fighter jet known as a Gripen comes from Sweden, and right now Sweden's trying to get Canada to purchase those Gripens over the F-35s from the Americans, who have proven to be openly hostile to Canada. Now, one of the things Canada is doing as well, and this needs to get more attention, is that their Department of National Defense right now wants to call up about 300,000 citizen soldiers and create this supplementary reserve to be on war footing. Against who? I think you probably know the answer. To protect their homeland is where the top defense official from Canada is basically saying these 300,000 soldiers need to be stationed. General Jeannie Carillon, the leader of the Defense Forces, the top commander in Canada, is calling on this mass mobilization of 300,000 citizens to defend the homeland. And this comes at the same time that Canada is working with Kyiv, working with the Ukrainians to get the drone technology and the drone manufacturing from Ukraine to start being accelerated in Canada. They're on war footing, folks, and rightfully so. And perhaps it's not being talked about on corporate news like that, but let's be very clear what just went down. The United States put out its national security strategy, right? And in its national security strategy, in addition to saying that the U.S. wants to see basically regime change in Europe, they want far right-wing groups that are Putin bootlickers to take over Europe, to disband the European Union. The United States has its official policy to end NATO as a permanent organization and an expanding organization, even the perception thereof of NATO as a permanent and expanding organization. And then regarding the Western Hemisphere, the United States has put in its national security document that the U.S. controls its sphere of influence. And then it doesn't use the word vassal state, but it essentially says that anything in the U.S. sphere of influence belongs to the U.S. Canada, Mexico, Central America, South America, that belongs to the U.S. Anything in kind of the Europe sphere of influence belongs to Russia, and everything in the Asian sphere of influence belongs to China, America throwing Taiwan and Japan and South Korea under the bus. So Canada heard this message loud and clear, and they're arming up 300,000 soldiers coming from the citizenry. Let me explain to you what's specifically going down there. And by the way, this is at the same time we see Japan building up its armed forces, Germany and other countries in Europe building up its armed forces. Folks, there's been seismic shifts, frankly, since Donald Trump got back into power with this regime. But over the past 48 hours, we're seeing massive military buildups around the world, okay? We're seeing wars accelerating right now in their ferocity. Thailand and Cambodia getting worse. Congo, Rwanda getting worse. Ukraine, Russia accelerating its attacks on Ukrainian infrastructure and civilian targets. There continues to be countless Palestinians who are being killed in Gaza. This is what's going on. The world's never been less safe. I want to remind you, please hit subscribe to this YouTube channel. We are on our way to 6 million subscribers.
You live in a North Carolina zip code.
And corporate media and media around the world just ain't reporting on this stuff enough. So please, if you can, the Trump regime's trying to shut us down, and we just need to keep growing this thing. So double check that you're subscribed and make sure you hit subscribe right now. So first, let's talk about the 300,000 soldiers, citizen soldiers envisioned by the Department of National Defense. They want to figure out how it will clothe, equip, and train hundreds of thousands of new reservists envisioned under an ambitious mobilization proposal that Canada's top military commander describes as a work in progress. And what may be an ominous sign of the times, the department has established a key position dedicated solely to growing the military in the event of a major crisis. ... With who? Who do you think they're talking about? With the United States. This is what CBC is reporting as well. While Canada had various mobilization schemes during the First and Second World Wars, the new Director General position is, according to a defense expert, the first of its kind, and faced with the daunting mission of delivering 100,000 reserve soldiers and an additional 300,000 citizen soldiers in a supplementary reserve should the need arise. That should be on top of an estimated 85,500 regular or full-time force of soldiers, sailors, and air crew. Now, let's talk about what's been going on between Canada and Ukraine with this critical drone technology. Ukraine has stated it is sharing drone and military technology with Canada, the same way Ukraine has mastered the use of these drones to protect against Russia on its border. Canada wants to do the same in case of an invasion from the United States. Ukraine is willing to share its military technology, including drones, with Canada, either by selling it or through joint production, Kyiv's envoy told members of parliament on Tuesday. Ukraine, under assault from Russia, has become an expert in drone warfare innovation with the evolution of technology.
All right, y'all. So we've just heard on some of those reports as far as what is going on. I don't know what you guys think. Like, There's people that believe that these things are true. There's people that don't believe that these things are true. In my personal opinion, I think that they're true because I believe that people who are intellectuals and are smart know that they have to plan ahead because they can't be sure of now the individuals that they could be operating with. And it's very unfortunate that countries that used to be allies to the country that I reside in, which is the United States, no longer feel and know that they are allies anymore. And they can't be sure if they need to protect themselves against what could possibly happen or go down in retaliation towards them. And I don't blame anyone for feeling that way based off of what we've seen, how our leadership here in this country moves and operates. And it's not just against individuals that are in different countries or of different races, but a lot of times these wars are being raged against their own people right here in the country. They don't like when you say these type of things. They hate me because I say these type of things. But am I not telling you guys the truth? Am I not telling you guys what plays out every single day? Am I not telling you guys what we see and bear witness to with our own two eyes and our own two ears all the time? I'm not lying. I'm not telling falsities or anything of that nature. I'm telling y'all what it really is. But the truth likes to be hidden a lot and swept up under the rug. And I just am not somebody who wants to hide this type of truth when it becomes this severe. We have to talk about it and we have to share it with one another so we can know what's really going on and we can have the facts of what's really going on. Now, I understand that there are a lot of individuals to say, yeah, we need to look at both sides. Yeah, we do. Absolutely need to look at both sides, all sides, in between sides. Very true, right? Whether it's Republican, Democrat, Independent, it's not about the party. It's about the people. What type of person are you? What is your intention? What are you doing? And what position do you hold to be able to do the things that you're able to do? That is the conversation that we've been having, we need to have, and we will continue to have, because that's what it all boils down to. But as we see some of these things playing out, do I blame or do I feel one way or the other about other countries doing what is the smart thing to do? No, I don't, because it's what I would do. If you working with a shady, dusty person that you can't trust and then throwing you under the bus and just discard you like a piece of trash, would you trust that person, or would you feel as though you got to have your defenses up because you're not sure what that person may do to you? Let's boil these things down to regular everyday life and situations and scenario. This is what countries are doing. It's the same thing that individuals would do when they're in individual conflicts with other people. You're not going to just sit there like some type of swan and wait for people to just come and pluck at you. You're not going to do that. You're going to get your defenses up. You're going to make sure you have protections against yourself. You're going to be side-eyeing these people the whole way along because you don't trust them no more, because they showed their true colors and now you know who they are. So we're seeing a lot of this play out. And it's unfortunate that I live in a country that we have leadership that has excommunicated great relationships that we had over many of years with different countries. And we have different countries that are like, yo, we got to protect ourselves because we can't be sure what these people are going to do and how they're going to do it. And I don't feel bad about that. I think that's smart. I think that's how you should move and operate, despite the fact I live in this country. So a lot of people don't understand that, like why I speak like that and I live in this country, because I understand what makes sense. I'm not going to do those things if I'm in a personal issue or fallout with someone. I'm not going to underestimate what they're going to do to me and mine. And so therefore, I will get my defenses up and make sure that if these people come for me, I'll be ready when they come. That's it. Point blank, period. You have to think that way. This is not just hold my hand, la, 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 skip through the daggone schoolyard. This is not child's play. It's very serious, okay? And so, you know, you can't judge somebody for wanting to make sure that they straight and their people are straight and their country is straight, because they know that these other individuals that are, you know, the regime or whatever you want to call it, the administration of other countries, are rogue. And they're doing what they want to do. And they're not just putting their own people within this country in danger, but they're putting everybody in danger. These people are saying they're going to get all of their things in order, so in case they got to fight against us, they can. Do I feel a certain type of way about it? No, because I know that it is the leadership in our country right now that has been the one who started all of this. You start a fight, hey, you can't be mad at how somebody's going to respond. That's just how I feel about all of that, y'all. But, you know, I'm going to go ahead and go because I'm called the rogue one. I don't know. A lot of people don't like me or even whatever the heck. I guess it's because I tell the truth and I say the things people just don't really like to hear. I can't be really sure. But anyway, that's all I got on this. We're going to end it with a bop and a song per usual. And I will talk to y'all on the next one. Dealing with a few things. It'll be all right. I will see y'all very, very soon. But yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. That's all I got on this, y'all. Have a good night. Bye.
Promised a fix. Said they make it all great, but the only thing rising is the national hate. See the blueprint they pushing, yeah, Project 2025. A manual for chaos where only they can survive. First shot fired was the ACA rollbacks. Pre-existing condition, no coming back. Cut and essential help, turning the clock on your past. The safety net's shredded, the damage moves fast. Hear the screams from the low-income schools. They're playing us for fools, trying to cut title our funds, snatching the meals from the hungry. Meanwhile, they cut tax for the wealthy and money. The unity theory's a weapon they wield. Say the executive power can never be sealed. The system's corroding, watch the wires spray. We're living a nightmare every single day. It's all crashing down. Can you hear the sound? The foundation is weak, shifting on hollow ground. From the Capitol Dome to the streets of your town, the weight of the lies is crushing the ground. They call it a win, but the people are frown. It's all crashing down, down, down. It's all crashing down, down, down.
They drag us from the coast, middle passage madness, where we lost the most. Packed in hoes like cargo, spirits in a cage. Built a brand new nation, lived a life of rage. Yeah, we were the property, the 3/5 compromise. Picked the cotton, built the White House with our hands inside. And they watered all the poplar trees with our blood and cries. Yeah, you know what they were for beneath the southern skies. That strange fruit hanging message of their hate. A simple wrong look was enough to seal your fate. To my brown kin, they just stole it, called it manifest. Killed the Aztecs, stole the planes, put them to the west. The good old days, the signs on the wall. They want us broken, silent, waiting for the call. They wanna push us backwards, drag us down to hell, but we ain't going back, not going back. We ain't going back. We ain't going back. We ain't going back. Let's talk about a word. about a word. See how it sticks, 6 letters, C-O-L-O-R-E-D to politics. Not a person, just a label, just a shade on a chart. A legal way to tear a whole damn race apart. Colored water fountain, colored waiting room, colored entrance round the back, a social living tomb. Jim Crow was the law, man, segregation was the tool. Taught a child to hate his own skin before he went to school. And it ain't just here, that's the global view. Apartheid, colonization, yeah, they did it there too. That word was a weapon, a boot on the neck to say you live, you die, you move at our check.
They want the good old days, the signs on the wall. They want us broken, silent, waiting for the call. They want to push us backwards, drag us down to hell, but we ain't going back. We ain't going back. We ain't going back. We ain't going back. We ain't going back.
Don't you dare say it's repeating. It never stops. They just got new suits, new slogans, new cops. They ban the books that tell the truth of Act 1. They call a protest riot soon as the marching's done. They tell us get over it, it wasn't us. While they build the same systems of them and us. Gerrymander the district, choke the money from the school. Praise the good old days while they fill the modern jails.
This is the warning, this is the last thing. We learned your lessons, now we understand. We are the children of the ones you couldn't break. We are the dream that you could never ever take. We are the fire you tried to douse with ice. We paid the cost, we ain't gon' pay it twice. You want us back in chains, you want us on our knees. We'd rather die right here standing on our feet. This ain't a threat, this is a promise we fulfill. We ain't ever going back.
It started in the Windy City, yeah, they did the blitz. Bovino and his boys throwing legitimate fits. Tear gas in the streets, snatching folks in the dark. Now they packed up the vans and they left the park. They moving state to state like a traveling circus. But the clowns got badges and they doing it on purpose. They left Illinois, headed straight for the south. Now the taste of fear is in everybody's mouth. They skipping the border, yeah, they deep in the core. Knocking on the Queen City front door. It ain't just ice, it's the Border Patrol. In the non-border state, yeah, they losing control.
They moving state to state. Watch out. They hopping town to town. They was in Chicago, now they in the jagged crown. North Carolina, lock the door and close the blinds. They hunting for the people that the system left behind. From the Midwest to the dirty South here.
Yeah, they flooding the street. Now they parked on South Boulevard, setting up the web, Operation Charlotte's Web.
Yeah, the flow in the air.
Done take arrested in the first couple days. Stalking Central Avenue in the violent haze. They wearing green uniforms, looking like the army. Trying to tell the locals, no, we ain't gonna harm your lives. They snatching workers at the gas station pump, leaving families crying over a political bump. They bragging on X, posting pics like a trophy. Why the mama warrior sipping tea but no coffee? We wide awake, we see the tactic is clear. Use a surge to manufacture the fear.
I'm Chicago, we heard you, Charlotte. We fighting New Orleans.
Are you listen?
They say you're next on the list.
They heading to the riot.
Get your cameras ready.
Get your cameras ready.
Get your lawyers ready.
Your caravan of nasty work is coming your way.
Stay, watch out. They hopping town to town. They was in Chicago, now they in the jagged crown. North Carolina, lock the door and close the blinds. They hunting for the people that the system left behind. From the Midwest to the dirty South here.
Yeah, they flooding the street.
We tracked them here. We track them there. If you in the 704, stay dangerous. If you in the 504, get ready. This is the Golden Queen into transmission. original AI music. You tuned into the right place. Welcome to the rain. Golden Queen, H2.0. Let's get it. You're looking for a diamond, found a treasure in the rough. Tired of all the noise, cause you finally had enough. I'm here to build a movement on a mission for the nation. Dropping gems of knowledge, killing all the hesitation. We fighting for the truth, yeah, we fighting for what's right. Building unity and shining up a brand new light. It's a variety channel, but the vision's crystal clear. Pushing us all forward, conquering the doubt and fear. Yo, welcome to the Queendom, H2.0 on your screen. Where the content's real and smart and funny in between. This is more than just a stream, it's a platform for the change. Time to elevate the game and rearrange. So if you're ready for a vibe that you can feel and trust, joining in the movement is a definite must. This ain't just another channel talking smack behind the screen. It's a spotlight for the creators, building up of the scene. Spreading radical love, that's the message in the code. Helping everybody carry up a heavy load. From social justice issues to the laughter that we need. Planting seeds of progress, watch them grow from just a seed. This is authentic, this is raw, this is everything you saw. Welcome to the battle that is truly being fought. Oh, so come with your respect and see the real effect. Cause I protect my own right here on the throne. Don't make me unleash the dragon. You've been warned. Yeah. Don't make me unleash the dragon. You've been warned. Yeah. Don't make me unleash the dragon, you've been warned. Yeah. Golden Queen H2.0. The movement starts now. Go ahead. Hit subscribe, ring that notification bell. You don't wanna miss a thing. Welcome to the family.